Hi, I'm Dr. Fred DiDomenico of Elite Coaching. We are going through the 7 steps of mastering change. Today we're going through step 6. Now before we get into step 6, before I review all the previous 5 steps, why is this important? Because as healthcare leaders and inspired leaders, we want to teach people how to live a great life. And people come into your office and they say, I have this short-term problem. Why? Because their life is like running around on the Indy 500 and they think, this little problem is a pit stop. And what they don't realize, as you know, is their spine is the whole foundation of health and life in their body. They really do want a great life, and we're going to be the leader that can show them they deserve to be healthy, that this is an important foundation of life and health in their body. And problems that they seem to brush away, they want to move past, or they don't take seriously, are setting them up for huge problems now and in their future. Isn't that our purpose? So really what we are is we're inspired leaders. We're self-empowerment coaches with a healthcare application. Isn't that chiropractic? We teach people how to live a great life. For how long? For the rest of their life. And we have a healthcare application that helps them do that. So when you look at it like that and people come in wired neuroemotionally, we've got to change their path, right? Change their mindset. Isn't really this all about mindset? When people have a strong mindset, their action follows. So we got to really focus on, we're really mindset and inspired leaders first. So knowing that, that's why we have this series. Now, 7 steps to mastering change. Step 1, understand their world. Probably see it written up here somewhere, okay? Step 2, create a base. We got to get leverage. Until they take responsibility, they can't have empowered action. Step 3, we have to interrupt their pattern. What's that mean? It's like they're going down the train tracks. We got to change their path. Step 4, redefine their problem. So in that point of transition, we apply a new meaning. Now that meaning creates an emotion and gives them power and fuel to move in a new direction. Step 5, introduce a new condition. So once we take them through, we help to transition their thought, interrupt that unhealthy pattern, redefine it, give it new meaning. Now we're going to start developing new patterns. That's step 5. Step 6, today, step 6, condition that new pattern into them. What's that mean? People know what they feel, right? Knowledge is in your head. Facts can motivate behavior and change behavior only if they have an emotional attachment. Facts can make sense. That makes sense. I trust facts. This is what I'm going to do. All the facts line up and they feel it in their body that makes sense, but they're still feeling it in their body. People know what they embody. So what you're doing in conditioning that new state is helping them feel that inspired state in their body. Now we already worked this into a system, right? Step 1 through 4, right? They're feeling the pain and suffering. We introduce the new condition. Now we got to get them into a peak state. So once they get into a peak state, once they get in that peak state, now they can have inspired behavior. I almost interrupted myself. So how do we do this? We already have this. We're going to take 2 videos. We're going to cover 1 step in the Elite system of going up that emotional horseshoe. 2 videos to cover 1 step, okay? Well, actually it's 2 steps, but 1 big action. So what we do is on day 3, we have people write their 20 to 30 year health goals. Why? Because they have to know what they want. So in 20 to 30 year health goals, now we're reading their goals. What's that mean? Well, I want to coach my son's soccer team. 20 to 30 year health goals. I want to take vacations with my wife. We want to travel around the world. I want to run marathons, right? Does that mean I want to be in excellent shape? I don't want to have cancer. I want to avoid disease. I don't want to be on drugs. I want to get rid of my chronic pain and live a healthy life, right? So you're going to see all these things. It's going to tell you who they are. So when you're reading the goals, now what you're doing is you're not just reading the goals, you're having them experience it. And you're talking about their values. So you would say, Mr. Jones, so I see you want to retire and travel around with your wife. So you're already planning that. So how would that feel to have confidence in your health, to have that strong body where you didn't have to worry about your health and you could just focus on having a great experience with your wife, right? Regardless through time changes in different time zones and all over. How would that feel to have confidence in your body that you could really just enjoy that experience with your spouse? Isn't that really what you're planning? How would that feel? See, that's a great question. That's a step 6 and step 5 question. How would that feel? So you put them in that position. See, imagination, or imagination here, your heart is more powerful than thought. See, imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So what you do is you put them in that state. And then you ask them, how would that feel? Right, a person with asthma. We used this on the last video. How would that feel to where you didn't have to struggle for your breath? Now imagine yourself, see, that's it. Now imagine are the preface words. Now imagine, ... Imagine right now if you could have that strength that you never had to worry about that again. Now imagine going through life, and as you progress in age for the next 20 to 30 years, you had confidence in your ability to breathe. Would you develop new hobbies? Right? How would that be if you didn't have to worry about that and you're traveling around the world with your wife? Right? So you put them in that position now. What you're doing is you paint that picture. It's like an empty canvas, and you use their goals as their picture. Imagine yourself going through this. How would that feel? So right there in your report of findings, see, now what do we normally do? Well, this is this, and this is this curve, and this should make sense. And because it makes sense, you should want to do it because it made sense to me, and I devoted my whole life to it, so you should be like I am. Guess what? Most people aren't. Did you figure that out yet? So what you do is you paint that canvas with their goals. And you say, wow, how's that picture look? How's it feel to be in there? And you start to see their body language change. See, when they begin to embody it and they feel it, their body language changes. Their facial expressions change. Their tone changes. Their shoulders become upright. See, when they change their body, then you know they're experiencing it. You create the experience and you condition it into them. Guess what? That's a re-exam. That's a daily visit. That's certainly getting a commitment. Now, until they change their body language into that elevated state, don't give them time or money. Now, here's the thing, because here's what I know. We're going to send these videos out. They're going to be on Facebook. They're going to be on everywhere. And there's people that aren't chiropractors that are watching this. So here's a really great thing. What you've learned if you're watching this series is the spine is a foundation to life and health in your body. What are you doing in your life? When you look at 20 to 30 years, where are you going to be? Where's your health going to be? Do you know that you have a strong spinal structure? And if you're not sure, go to a corrective chiropractor, right? Go to idealspine.com and look up a CBP doctor, a corrective doctor in your area. What I'm doing here is we're teaching doctors how to be inspired leaders, because you are patients. The doctors are the patients. Your staff are the patients. Your people coming into your clinic are the patients. Everybody around you deserves to live a healthy life. And we won't be able to really change our mindset until we embody something, we have a vision, we feel it in our body, and then we can actually take the action steps to actually change our life, get to an empowered level, and really live what we truly desire. See, everybody deserves that. Now, doctors, as an empowered leader, this is your responsibility. Paint that picture. Get a clear picture of that canvas for that person. And then watch how they shift, change, and their motivation to have a new mindset to live a better life will shift to another level. All right, you guys, step 7 coming next.